Chelsea against Arsenal. 6 points behind. We are the closest to Arsenal right now. I'm scared. I don't even know why I'm scared, because actually Chelsea put in, at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal, especially the last couple of seasons, we should have beaten them at least once. We didn't.
Yeah.
But they do tend to struggle a little bit, Jace, at Stamford Bridge. And, like I say, these one-off games, I'd back us against anyone. I would back us to go and beat Arsenal at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. You can't see. You think it might be a draw, though.
Well, are we capable of beating Arsenal? 100%,
yeah.
Right? 100%. But Arsenal at the moment are... There's a reason they're 6 points clear,
yeah.
all right? They're very well organised. They are defensively solid. They still got the little bit of magic that we saw Eze do what he did against Spurs. They still got Saka out there. They still got pace in those wide areas. They are a very, very, very good side. And there's a reason they're top. I think, actually, it'll be interesting to see what Arteta does on Wednesday night when they play at home to Bayern Munich. I think the game against us is bigger than the one at Bayern Munich against Bayern.
Yeah, I think
For the reason they're doing so well in the Champions League, they can afford to draw that. A draw would still not be a bad result for Arsenal on Sunday anyway, because there's still that gap that doesn't change anything. We don't know what happens with City. But it's a game that, if we bring our A game, we got a chance. If we don't bring our A game, I do fear that we'll drop points.
Yeah.
But I've seen this against Liverpool, I've seen this against PSG, I've seen this play against the biggest clubs in the world. Under Maresca, we are more than capable of getting a result. I said by result of victory here.
Yeah.
But we are going to have to take our chances, because there won't be many. They don't concede many chances on goal, let alone concede goals. It
took a halfway line effort on the weekend to get a goal.
But come on.
Yeah.
Let's have a think about who they had their lowest. Spurs had their lowest XG ever. I didn't think it was possible for Spurs to have a lower XG than they did against us, and they did.
Oh, we won't be laughing like
we've got, we've actually got a very good attack with players that are scoring goals, not just relying on one player. Without Gabriel, and I know Hincapié came in against Spurs and did really well. He didn't really have much to do.
I don't think he could believe his luck. North London derby, making a debut.
Couldn't believe it.
That's his Premier League debut, right? And starting a game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he can't believe how easy it was.
We won't make it that easy for them.
No.
And I think Gabriel being out in both boxes is a very, very huge thing for us. Especially, I'd argue, it's even better that he's out in terms of attacking for Arsenal, because of how we are from set pieces sometimes.
Yeah. I think from set pieces, that's a big miss for them. I think this is a kind of game where Chelsea, what have we won? 1 in the last 10 in Premier League against Arsenal.
The last time we beat them was
Lukaku, Reece James at Emirates.
21-22 under Thomas Tuchel.
That is, and that was away. This is far too long at Stamford Bridge to not beat Arsenal. So it's a terrible record that we've got to correct. And I think we are more than capable of beating any team on this planet, especially Maresca tactically. I trust him in these big games to get the better of any manager, because he's shown on a one-off he can get it done. The crucial thing for me, like you said, is taking your chances, because Arsenal, they don't have to be playing well to score. We've seen now in games that when they're not really ticking, or Trossard just out of nothing, corner, set piece out of nothing. Eze was incredible over the weekend. He's going to be fired for it. Madueke's coming up against us. He's probably going to be fired up for it. This is very much make or break with the Premier League title race. I think if they win that, I can't see anyone catching them.
It would be, so if City then won, it would be what, down to
7 points still. If City win, depending on our result, and still 7 points.
Still 7
and we'd be 9. And I think we know the winter period coming up. Newcastle's away. It doesn't even matter what fixtures are coming up. We know the winter break is never kind to us. We cannot afford to be 9 points off. We will not claw that back.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough, but let's not think about it if it's 9 points. It's going to be 3 by the end of next Sunday. This is a classic. At the moment, it seems like Chelsea, Arsenal are just going at it. Reece James, Jurriën Timber, Declan Rice, Moises Caicedo. I'm bored of it already, and it hasn't even started ahead of Sunday. But that is what, Jace, this fixture is going to be about.
The build-up to it is going to be all of that. £200 million midfielders. The fullback, Jurriën Timber's been brilliant this year. But he's had a really good start to this season.
He's brilliant, by the way, Jurriën Timber.
But the thing about Reece has done over the last X amount of years, leading his team to a club, world champion, also Champions League final. The battle between Caicedo and Declan is a false one, because they're talking about 2 different players. What you should be doing is comparing Zubimendi and Caicedo and Declan and Enzo.
Yeah.
If you really want to compare apples with apples, that's really where it's at.
Yeah.
Declan Rice is a brilliant midfielder.
Oh.
And if you really want the best midfield two in the league, if you had to cherry pick who you wanted, you'd have Rice alongside
Chuck Reece in there.
Rice alongside Caicedo. Yeah. That's the best two midfield, and it dovetails and complements one another perfectly. Really does. But we'll see. I'm over my boy to dominate that midfield because he loves the big games, Caicedo as well.
Absolutely.
Like you say, against Barcelona, you think that Enzo will try and dominate the midfield. Do you think he'll try and do that against Arsenal as well? That
one I can't call. I really can't call what's going to happen in that game because we're under pressure to win. So we have to have the mindset that we're going to get goals and we're going to attack. So how we go about doing that, I don't know, but we have to win.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you not think they're under more pressure to win?
I don't think so. I think they could easily get a draw out of that, especially after the week that's gone. You know, City lost to Newcastle, Liverpool lost at home to Nottingham Forest. Neither of them, you know, Liverpool especially, they're out of it now, 11 points behind for me. I think their inconsistencies, you know, just too far gone. Arsenal have built up that gap where they can afford to take a point at Stamford Bridge, the team that's second, and keep going along with their merry way into the Christmas period. Whereas us, it depends what we're going for. If we're going for top four, a draw is not a disaster. We keep it moving. But if we want to be talking about a title contending season, which I think we should be trying to be involved. No one wants to see Arsenal lift the Premier League title in London. Nobody wants to see that parade. If this was Man City,
I'll be out of the country if that happens.
Absolutely, I'll be in Hawaii as far as I can be. If this was Man City at the top, I don't think there'd be as much pressure because there isn't that rivalry. We know we're not really ready to go for it, like Jay said, and we could say, all right, maybe the next season we just kind of go along and see how we go. You can't do that with Arsenal. If Arsenal are at the top of the league, you, as Chelsea, as Kings of London, as champions of the world, it is your responsibility to go and take it to them. You have no other option. We're forced into this.
Yeah, I think.
But does it change how we play? It doesn't. Does it change how we play?
I don't think Maresca's going to change. Maresca is a creature of habit. Yeah. It's not often you see wholesale defensive changes, a little bit more like Thomas Frank did against Arsenal yesterday. I don't see that. Personnel, there are subtle changes. Yeah. Where personnel, he may go with a Caicedo and a Rice in the middle of the park, and you're thinking, wow, that's probably the best defensive pairing you can get in the league in terms of not giving away chances, being solid in there. But he might do little subtle changes. I don't think you'll see a wholesale. He loves possession. Maresca loves possession. He wants the ball. He wants players to be comfortable on the ball. He wants to go and get the ball off the goalkeeper. Yeah, it's going to be intriguing. Look, if we are in a title race, we've got to win it. Yeah. A draw, probably no good for us. It's better for Arsenal.
Yeah.